San Juan Regional Medical Center is your community hospital, committed to making life better for the communities we are privileged to serve. In fact, better is our mission, improving lives through personalized health and care. What matters most to our patients matters most to us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services so you can get the quality care you need right here at home. San Juan Regional Medical Center, celebrating life better here since 1910. KSJE is supported by Aztec Motocross. Located on Highway 173, Aztec Motocross offers a safe and competitive racing environment for the growing off-road and outdoor industry. Upcoming racing weekends, September 24th and 25th, and October 22nd and 23rd. Also, the New Mexico State Championship Motocross Race Series, October 8th and 9th. Find out more online at aztecmotocross.com or 505-393-5222. Minutes past 8 o'clock. It's Monday morning, the 19th day of September already. How did that happen? 2022. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Michlin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air, of course, here in San Juan County in Durango, Colorado. You're tuning in, of course, at 103.3 FM and everywhere else on the planet. You're probably listening to our website, streaming all the time at KSJE.com. We also welcome our viewers who are watching us this morning because this is a visual radio program from a community-supported public radio station. The video is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitter account today. So we're glad that you are with us this morning, everybody, because coming up, we are talking about one of my favorite fall events in the world, the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival happening in just a couple of weeks at Riverside Park in Aztec. We'll be learning more about that coming up today in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then Mick Hess will be here next hour, Roving with the Arts, our weekday classical music program. And this morning, Mick is playing music from the great Mozart on the program this morning. So tune in for that next hour here on KSJE. Don't forget, you can also connect with us on our Instagram page in addition to Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And if you're a podcast person, and who is it these days, you can subscribe for free to KSJE Podcasts wherever you listen to podcasts, places like iTunes and Spotify and Google and Pandora and iHeart, the list, and the podcasts go on and on. So we invite you to subscribe and maybe discover a program that you may have missed recently on KSJE. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it's a sunny morning this morning, 62 degrees at the moment. We're expecting a mostly sunny day today with a high of 85 in Farmington, 62 and partly cloudy tonight, but then a chance of showers in the forecast for tomorrow. Looks like a 70% chance of a scattered shower with 80 for a high tomorrow, 61 tomorrow night with more chances for rain, 75 with scattered showers in the forecast on Wednesday, more rain in the forecast for Thursday with a high of 71 and maybe 74 with scattered showers on Friday. So a pretty good chance of some moisture coming in the rest of this week. Well, let me introduce my guest who is here with me this morning, as I mentioned, to talk about the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival. Jessica Pilati, the chair of the event, is here with me this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Scott. How are you?
I'm good. Welcome back.
Thank you. Again.
Yes.
Year 12.
Exactly. Good to have you here. Thanks. And full disclosure, of course, you always invite me to help out at the Celtic Games, so I'm glad to be part of it again this year. I'm looking forward to it.
Yes, you are always our MC, and if anyone is interested to see how Scott Michlin looks in a kilt, he looks great, but you should come down and see for yourself.
You really got to see it in person.
Yeah, you do. You do.
There's things happening and hanging on chains and belts and fishing line that you can't see holding everything together. I mean, it's quite the production to get into the kilt, but I'm looking forward to it. So it's going to be great. And you were telling me you've got a lot of athletes signing up to compete in the heavy athletic competition, which is a big part of the Highland Games.
Yep, one of the biggest draws of the Aztec Highland Games is part of the title, which is the games. And so this is a heavy athletics competition. I believe, I always get this wrong, but I think there are 7 to 8 different categories, and that's things like the caber toss, which everybody knows are those long wooden poles.
People throwing around like telephone pole things. Yeah,
people
that's
just
basically
throwing
it.
those around
Yeah.
willy-nilly like
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Weight over bar, weight for distance, the sheaf toss, that's sheaf, not sheep.
Right.
So no animals are harmed in this.
No, right.
So, and the hammer throw. So there's a bunch of different games within the game. So different things being thrown around by all sorts of different people, men, women. We also have a novice class on Sunday. I always want to mention that. If you come on Saturday and you're watching and you're thinking, I'd like to give that a try, you can definitely sign up for our novice class, which is on Sunday. All the athletes that are there will show you how to throw safely,
Right.
and how to do the event. And so you get walked step by step through everything. So
Because even though we say it's willy-nilly, it really
No,
isn't.
it's
There's a
not
lot of
willy-nilly.
skill.
Yeah.
And it really is amazing to learn the technique. And that's what, and the athletes are always great to share
Sure.
what they know with novices or even others that are just starting out. So it's really cool to see.
it's like anything else, you want to bring up more people into the events, and so they continue on. So yes, our athletes are so great at showing you, athletes and judges, showing you how to do it safely. I always stress that safely, because we don't want anyone getting hurt. These are heavy objects.
Right.
But,
that is the recurring theme, I think, through most of the competition is we are throwing heavy things.
we are throwing heavy things. We do not throw it into the crowd.
No.
We have a huge marked out field at Riverside Park,
Which is a great venue, and you have all that
Great
room to
venue.
do that in safely. So that's what's great about it, too.
I love working with the city of Aztec. The park is beautiful. Their parks department and the city just help us out so much, and they support us so much.
Right.
So we love it.
Very true. Details, it is October 1st and 2nd, which will be here in less than 2 weeks. That's right. Coming up at Riverside Park in Aztec. And so you can buy tickets online.
Yep.
You can show up the day of the event at the door and buy tickets and get in. The other deal I know you have with a family member of yours is a deal with the Farmington Chamber of Commerce. If you go to the Chamber Chili Cook-Off event in Farmington on that Saturday
Yes.
and show your wristband, you get a discount.
That's right. So if you come, the chili cook-off is taking place on Saturday, and I think it goes till around 2, but our event goes till 6, with bands playing all day, bagpipers. The heavy athletics go definitely till 5 o'clock. I think we do awards for the first day around 5:30 or 6. So we still have a lot going on with the 2 stages, the dance contest. So if you want to come down to our event on Saturday and show your wristband for the chili cook-off, you will receive a discount. And we only sell a weekend pass and a Sunday day pass. So the best deal would be to go to the cook-off, come over, get your discounted wristband for the weekend, stay for the rest of Saturday, and then come back on Sunday.
Right.
So what a deal.
That is a deal. So that's how to do it. If you're not going to the chili cook-off, though, you can still come.
Still come to the games.
And
all
as
day
you
long.
mentioned, I think if you buy the weekend pass, it's basically $5 more than just buying the ticket for
Right.
Sunday.
Right.
So you
And
get in for both days.
Right. So, and then always want to say kids 12 and under are free.
Right.
So for those families that are like, oh, how am I going to get everyone in? Just remember 12 and under is free.
Yeah.
So yeah, the best deal is to buy that weekend pass, because then you can kind of come and go as you want. And basically, I got to tell you, once you get in, it's really hard to leave.
No
because
kidding.
It's just so fun.
There's so much going on
There
for
is.
sure. And if we take a look, and on the screen, you can kind of see what's going on. So it's basically 9 to 6 each day.
Yes.
Lots of stuff going on. As you mentioned, the bands are playing throughout the day.
Yes.
And they're locals, and then you import some from outside the area. The big headline band this year is Angus Moore. They're from Denver.
Yeah, great band. It'll be a fun rock and roll band with bagpipes. They are very much looking forward to it. We've been in contact with them, and they just said, we want to play as much as possible. So we've scheduled them as much as possible
Awesome.
through the whole weekend, so that, people coming in earlier or later, everybody gets a chance to hear them.
Right.
So they're very, very excited. And we do, just so folks know this, we do have, and we haven't talked about this very much, but we always do a Friday night event that is a free event. It's sort of a meet and greet with the dance people and any of the athletes. We invite everybody to come down to the park. This is the free part. Angus Moore will be playing Friday night. And that's just for about an hour and a half that they'll be playing. We'll have one of our food vendors open for people to buy food. Wines of the San Juan will be there selling beer and wine. And then it's just a way for us to appreciate our athletes and our dancers and all the vendors who are there. Obviously, we don't start till Saturday, but we do this sort of pre-game Friday night, and it's just a fun event. So if you want to come down for that, you're welcome to.
There you go. And you can kind of get a feel for what the rest of the weekend will hold for you. So so there you are. We do have a little clip from Angus Moore I wanted to play to give folks kind of an idea of kind of what we're talking about, and they can listen to it and check it out and hear a little bit of Angus Moore, who's coming to the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival. Angus Moore. They are performing at the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival October 1st and 2nd, and a little preview on, we just heard, Friday, the 30th of September, as Jessica Plotty was mentioning. So you'll hear a chance to hear him 3 days.
Yep, you can hear Angus Moore that night, just for about, like I said, about an hour and a half worth of just meet and greet and hanging out at the festival grounds. But of course, you want to come back because there's more bands, there's vendors, there's food vendors, and of course, the games.
Yeah.
So all of that will be happening through the weekend. But if people do want to come down to the park, Riverside Park on Friday night, just for a little opener, what we would call a ceilidh in the Scottish world, then you are welcome to come down. There you go. Okay. And as you can see on the screen, the Celtic music, again, Angus Moore is there. Some of the other favorites who come back year after year, Patrick Crossing, Smelter Mountain Boys. Oh, help me with this pronunciation. I got to practice it before I get to the... Grian?
Yeah, that one.
Yep.
And Desert Highlanders, and of course, Hoyle Osborne will be there as well.
Hoyle Osborne is going to be there playing our new painted piano.
Yes.
We had a piano painted by Connie Hutchinson. She works at the Aztec Senior Center. Did a beautiful job on our piano, which of course Rosalind Fry puts on the painted piano thing for Aztec, which just happened last weekend. And it was on display at that.
It was.
She did a
beautiful
job on the piano. So we will have that on stage. People will be able to come up and look at it kind of in between bands if they'd like to. But Hoyle Osborne will be coming to play both days, a little 45-minute set each day on the piano, and he'll also be at our opening ceremonies doing the national anthem on the piano.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's a great thing, and the piano's beautiful. I encourage
is.
everyone. They're works of art in addition to musical instruments. They
Yes.
are, all of them are works of art, and they're all scattered throughout Aztec. You could go check them out at different businesses and sit down and play if
Yep.
you're so inspired.
Yep,
which
you
is the
can
whole
come
idea.
play any of them. That's
Yeah.
the whole idea. And so we're working on where the Highland Games one is going to go after the games close out after the weekend. But I've got a couple places that I'm going to go talk to.
Okay. There's not a certain art gallery that would be a natural
I
fit. You already have one, don't you?
We have one from
At
Karen
Feet of
Ellsbury.
Clay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm just going to put a plug out there. I'm hoping to get it at Grady's.
Okay. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
There you are,
Grady's
everyone.
Cannabis Shop.
So, yeah. Well, there you are. Other events that are going on, of course, on the poster, we can see pipes and drums, the great pipe bands. Always great to see and hear as they come through with some of the opening ceremonies, of course, and then they're on the second stage, the other stage.
Yep.
There's 2 stages of entertainment, so there's lots to see and do hear.
We have our main stage is our Shad Rower main stage. That's where the main stage bands will be taking place, like Angus Moore, Smelter Mountain Boys, Patrick Crossing, Hoyle. Of course, the piano will be on the main stage. But then we also have our Connie Gotch traditional stage, which is at the other end of the field, and that's for the Desert Highlanders, Gagrian. Some of the more traditional Scottish music plays down there. That's where a lot of our bagpipers go down and play. Of course, they play all day long, but they mainly play down at the traditional stage.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And our belly dancers.
The belly dancers, too. That's true.
Yeah.
And then there are other dances. The Highland Dance competition is also happening as well in the park that day.
Emma Trentman from Albuquerque puts on the dance competition, and this is Highland dancing. And so she heads that up, but we have a separate stage, another stage, that's just our dance stage where we do have a judge. Our judge, Kay Hamilton, this year is judging. She's coming out from California, and that is just what it sounds like. It is a Highland dance competition, and it is so interesting. They do have some information about what the dances mean, but it is a really fun thing to watch. A lot of youngsters involved, both boys and girls. And so I encourage everybody to come down and watch that. That's getting more and more popular every year.
Right, right. So there's really, there's a lot going on. If you
Yes.
think you show up and there's not going to be anything going on, when you get there, guess what? You're wrong.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah, yeah. There's things happening. And the whole park is full. If you've been to Riverside Park and know how large of a park it is, the Highland Games and Celtic Festival fill that space with 3 stages,
Yes.
athletic competitions, vendors, and we're going to talk about the clans and everything. It's just, and food.
Yeah.
Let me talk about the food too.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
there's tons of stuff going on, and it's
Yeah.
great to see because couldn't do it for a while during the pandemic, and now it's
Right.
back last year and back again this year. And I
Right.
think more vendors are signing up.
Yes, we have a whole bunch of vendors signing up who we very much appreciate. And so they're getting really excited about it. I get emails every day saying we're looking forward to it and asking all sorts of questions. And so a lot of new vendors this year. We have a new kilt vendor coming from the Grand Junction, Denver area, Taylor's Croft. She's coming, and she is Scottish, so that's always great to hear that accent. But so if you are looking for anything like a kilt or a sporran or anything like that, she will have what you need.
Yeah.
So that'll be really fun.
There you go. And it's always great to see
Mm-hmm.
all the vendors and things besides the kilts. And there's a lot of local crafters, too, that come out
Sure.
and display. And so there is that going on. The clan tents for all the different clans who are
Yep.
also celebrated and honored during the Highland Games. And so if you thought maybe your family history might have a link, you can find out. You can maybe
definitely
ask some
can.
questions, right?
Yep, the clans have so much information. It is amazing when you just go talk to any of them how much they know about that subject. And of course, that's why they're there. They're there to provide that information. And it is fun to look at your family history. And for those of you out there who probably know you have Scottish heritage, or maybe you're not sure, you should definitely come and talk to these people because they are very, very knowledgeable and very fun to talk to.
Yeah. That's when my name changes to Michlin than just Michlin during the Celtic Festival.
And I have a weird last name, Pilati, which is not Scottish, but I am from Scottish descent. So I
See?
do have my own kilt.
There's a link. There you
Yeah.
go. So there you are. The food is another thing. I know you have a lot of food vendors and some specific to kind of like British food a little bit,
We
don't you?
do. Well, what we ask is that we do have some food vendors coming, local people. We have Heavy Burger will
Yeah.
be there. And I very much apologize that I do not remember all the names of the food vendors. I am not the vendor coordinator. That's Cynthia Singleton. But we just added one which is called Straight Out of Balboa Island, which sounds really weird. But they are coming. They're very excited, and they will be doing the meat pies.
Okay.
So, and they're going to do some veggie pies too.
All right.
So nobody will be left out. So there's going to be a plethora of food and snacks and things to try there. So.
There you go. And
Yeah.
plus the haggis. We
Oh,
have
of course.
to talk about the haggis that you can try. You can buy a sample of haggis, which is a traditional
It is.
Scottish food, and people love it. Some people don't love it, but
Yeah.
they love to try it and, make a
love
decision.
to try it and say they tried it.
Yeah.
But we will have that for sale by the can at our merchandise tent, which of course we have all sorts of memorabilia. We have flasks, we have t-shirts, we have hoodies, we have haggis, we have Iron Brew, which is the favorite
Another
soda.
favorite,
Yes.
right. Yeah.
So you can always try a little bit of haggis and decide if you really want to buy those two, things of haggis.
Right.
Or if you don't want to.
Right.
But we always have it there for people to try. But yeah, we do have a big merch tent, and so and of course some of our musical guests will probably have
their
merchandise
CDs or
for
their
sale,
music
too.
or places how to get a hold of them and things like that. So yeah,
Right.
that's another good thing as well. But yeah, so lots going on, lots of things that are
Lots.
happening. And so to put all this
Lots.
together, you kind of need a small army of volunteers, don't you?
I do. I want a bigger army of
Okay.
volunteers. So that's what I'm pushing.
You got the
is-
small army.
I
Now we got to get a few more.
I've got the small army, but we need more. And so if anybody is looking to get into the games without paying, there's
Free admission for
free
volunteers.
admission. So if you give us 4 hours, I think you get a weekend pass. If
There
you
you
give
go.
us 2 hours, you get in that day. So we need help from Thursday, September 29th, which of course is going to be all the stage setup and all that kind of thing, through cleanup on Sunday, which is October 2nd.
Right.
So, and then all in between. We need people to watch gates. We need people to help at the front gate. We need merchant. I mean, we need everything. So we are very appreciative of volunteers. Thank you to everybody who's already signed up to volunteer, who's already dedicated their time to me and all
Right.
my friends. But anybody else who wants to come down and volunteer, we would love to talk to you, or you can call me. I'm going to put this out there. You can call me at 505-419-7526. That number is also on the website under volunteers. And please call me and we can get you scheduled.
Okay. Very good. It sounds like you've got openings throughout the weekend.
We do.
For folks. You
We
can
do.
you can fit them in. And different
Yeah.
levels of, I guess, volunteering as well. And not everyone's
Sure.
going to be given a hammer to put together a stage. It could be something
No.
else. It could be taking
No.
tickets at the front gate.
Right, and it might be just watching. We have a couple of different gates that we need to watch. We do have the main gate, and then we have a athletic gate where the athletes come in. So we always need somebody there. We need somebody helping out at the athletes station. We need somebody to help with the kids' games. We fill up water balloons, and the kids come out and they throw those just like they would throw a big heavy rock.
Right.
And so that's really, really fun. And so I got to just tell you, if you volunteer there, I mean, maybe setup isn't as fun, but that can be fun for some people, or takedown. But during the event, you will never have a volunteer position where you won't be seeing something and watching some of what's going on.
True.
Yeah, so it's always fun.
Right. Very true. And so the best way for folks to get a hold of you would be your cell phone, or message you through Facebook or
Message through the website. Yep. And
Okay.
that is info at aztechhighlandgames.com.
Okay.
That's the one I check all day, every day. I don't even know how many times a day.
Gotcha. Very good. But that's how you can do it. You
Yes.
can help. You can help out in
Yes.
that capacity and get a free ticket, as you mentioned.
Sure.
So again, it's the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival, October 1st and 2nd, Riverside Park in wonderful Aztec, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you mentioned the painted pianos, and I was just there Saturday
Right.
at Minium Park, another
Right.
great Aztec park, but saw the Highland Games piano. That's all. We're ready to go and
Beautiful.
been painted, and there's a lot of really cool representations, I would say, of the Highland Games.
Yeah.
If you look closely, you'll kind of see some of the things going on there.
Yeah, there's athletic competitions, there's dancing, there's some cartoon characters on there in their full getup, and it's she did a beautiful job on that piano.
Yeah,
It
a
was
lot of
very
variety in the tug of war. I have to say that.
neat. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So Things are happening. But check it out and see what we're talking
Oh,
about.
and by the way, tug of war, since you mentioned it.
Yes.
We have a tug of war rope that is
Okay.
still sitting in a box because we don't have, nobody ever comes up with any teams.
Come on.
And last year, I want to put this out to Aztec Police because, of course, we have police at the event.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, oh, it would be really great if we could do a firemen versus police. And I said, you get that together. I
you
think
go.
that you should put that challenge out there. So I'm putting that challenge out there.
Okay.
To Farmington, Bloomfield, Aztec, whoever, first responders, or if you just have a big business and you want to take on another big business, we got a tug of war rope with your names on it.
Ready to go.
Ready to go.
Okay. See?
In the big field.
The gauntlet has been thrown.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. So perfect. I like that. And of course, we talked about the games and the competition, of course. And I think one of the best parts of the Highland Games is just sitting there and listening to the announcer who is Scottish and has a great accent and talks about the competition and how it's going and who's ahead and and how they all do with their throws or their tosses or whatever the case may be. But it's also another great part of this.
Right. Francis Brebner is our announcer for our games part. Scott, of course, is our main stage and information announcer, but then Francis is our announcer that's on the field for the athletics. And he is wonderful. And this is what he does for a living.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get this gig? Of
Right.
course, he used to throw in games. He used to be one of the competitors. And now he travels the world announcing at games.
Right.
So right now, last week, I had to buy his ticket to come out here. He lives in California, but he was in Belgium.
Sure
Because
was.
he was announcing at games.
Okay.
So he comes, he's Scottish, he's wonderful, he's so nice, he's so knowledgeable. So he will come and he will know the names of all these players. He will know their PRs, which is their personal records. He will see, he'll announce if they throw something that beats a personal record or beats a national record.
He knows a lot.
And he knows all about the games, and he's just fun to talk to. And he also announces the kids games.
Yes.
So he'll be out there. So if your little one comes out to do the kids games, they're going to be asked what their name is and how old they are, and they're going to be on the loudspeaker.
There you go. See, perfect. And the kids' games are both days, aren't they?
They are both days.
Right around lunchtime?
Yeah, so whenever most of the athletes find a stopping point to break for lunch, then that's when Therese, who's our athletic director, that's when she and I go out there and we do the kids' games with the water balloons, and they do throw cabers, which are big carpet tubes, those cardboard carpet tubes. And so it's just really, really fun.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of gets wet with water balloons, and then also they just get to throw stuff around.
Yeah.
Safely.
That's true. On the field. So
On the field.
where the
Great chance.
where the big guys are doing it too.
Right,
when they're in
right
a
where the
break.
big guys do it on the same equipment, but not throwing the same equipment.
That's right.
We make it a little lighter. Great photo opportunity for parents.
No kidding.
Sure.
Very, very true. Well, before we run out of time, we have another piece of music that I wanted to share from Angus Moore, who's the big
Great.
imported band that you're bringing in for the weekend for the Aztec Highland Games. So let's take a listen to more of Angus Moore coming in from Denver to the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival here on KSJE. Angus Moore coming to the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival, October 1st and 2nd. I'm Scott Michlin, along with Jessica Pilati. She is the chair of the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Music Festival. There she is this morning, my guest here on KSJE. And so, before we go, one more push for volunteers, and the Queen is going to be here. Right? Or somebody.
Not that queen.
Oh.
Obviously, that queen is no longer with us.
Well, that's true.
We
Another
do
queen.
have, one thing new we have this year is we do have a woman, and she is Mary, Queen of Scots, and she will be wandering around the park with her entourage, and she talks to kids, she hands out shortbread, and she kind of just gives some educational background about Scotland and about the games and those kinds of things.
Nice.
So it'll be really fun to have her this year.
Very good. I'm sure she's all dressed in her
Yes.
regal.
She will be in her regalia,
Yes,
for sure.
she has to be. So there you go. All right. Well, royalty is expected at
That's
the Highland
right.
Games for sure. And then again, if folks would like to volunteer, you are still looking for volunteers on almost any day, beginning on Thursday, the 29th of September. Right? They
Yep.
can help with setup,
Yep.
and then kind of the other a little bit more setup on Friday, and then of course the games on Saturday and Sunday.
Yep. So we are looking for volunteers, and anytime that you can help, we would appreciate it. You can contact us through the website. The email is info@aztechighlandgames.com, or you can call the phone number 505-419-7526, and just, if I don't answer, leave a message, and I will call you back, and we will get you scheduled.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. And that gets you in for free admission for
It can.
part of the tournament, tournament or games.
If you work 4 hours, you definitely get in for the day, and then I think if you give us more than that, we give you a weekend pass or something like that. It's all on the website under volunteers, so
Okay.
you can schedule your time.
And I think the volunteers are pretty well fed too, from time to
Yes.
time.
Yes.
There is some other benefits of
There
being
are.
a volunteer.
And you get a T-shirt.
Yeah.
You get a T-shirt with our logo that says volunteer on the back.
Right.
And yes, we will feed you.
Okay. So there you are. Not haggis. No. Unless you want it.
Unless you want haggis, we'll feed you haggis, but we'll actually feed you probably some really good chicken enchiladas
There
or
you
something
go.
else.
There's that too. Very good. Well, Jessica, thanks for coming in this morning. It's
you.
always great to catch up with you again. I enjoy it. Thank you for inviting me back every
course.
year. It's a big part of my fall, and it's a really great spot. So looking forward to it.
Yep, we are too. Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome. That's Jessica Pilati, my guest this morning. She is the chair of the Aztec Highland Games and Celtic Festival coming up October 1st and 2nd at Riverside Park in Aztec, New Mexico. KSJE and San Juan College present the Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week.
Welcome! We're back at week 5, Coaching Tips of the Week. My name is Emin Chi with the Student Achievement Center. This week is asking for help. If you really don't understand a concept, ask questions. Stop by your professor's office during their office hours, or contact classmates and your professors via email or Canvas. You can go to the tutoring center. Some classes might even have a Facebook group to keep students engaged and to create an environment to ask questions outside of class. Either way, your professors will be on your side, non-judgmental, wanting to help you understand the class in its entirety.
The Student Success Coaching Tip of the Week, presented by KSJE and the Student Achievement Center at San Juan College. 3 days of wonder as hot air balloons from across the nation fly over our Farmington skies the mornings of September 23rd through the 25th and light up the nights in the midst of vendors and live entertainment. Friday night, they'll be at San Juan College, followed by Patrick and the Las Vegas Band on stage at the Henderson Performing Arts Center. Saturday night, they'll be at Justice Park Ball Fields, followed by the Guess Who live at Ricketts Park. All balloon events are free. Find info and concert tickets at fourcornersballoonrally.com.
All over the world, big tech is going